Hi, my name is Bennett Lehman, and today I'll be telling you about why high school basketball players should be allowed to go straight to the NBA out of high school. Currently, the NBA, the National Basketball Association, has rules in place that prohibit players under the age of 19 to be eligible for the draft. This rule has led to the rise of one and dones, which is a term used to describe players who go to the NBA after only 1 year of college. To me, this rule is pointless, and many players would benefit from being able to be drafted early in order to begin their development at the professional level. For those of you who know anything about basketball history, this rule wasn't always the case. In fact, many legendary NBA players such as Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and Kevin Garnett all went to the NBA directly out of high school without having to spend a year in college. While this turned out great for them, other cases such as Kwame Brown and Eddie Curry serve as points that counteract this argument, as they proved to be immature and not ready for the lifestyle and work ethic that an NBA player needs to be able to be successful. While some college basketball programs such as Duke, Kentucky, and Kansas consistently churn out one-and-done players who make their programs a powerhouse year after year, other programs have been slow to adapt to this style. For an example very close to home, during my sophomore year in 2021, when Baylor won the national championship, the team had a starting lineup of Davion Mitchell, Jared Butler, Maceo Teague, Mark Vital, and Flo Thamba, all of whom were juniors or seniors. Many people have credited this Baylor team with being one of the best and most mature teams in recent memory, as they were all focused on their goal of winning a national title, and the presence of Mitchell and Butler, both juniors, and Vital, a senior, formed the best defensive trio in the country without a doubt. All three of them left Baylor after the season, and while Mitchell and Butler were drafted to the NBA, Vital transitioned to football and has spent the last couple of years with the Kansas City Chiefs. One key to this team versus a lot of other Baylor teams in recent memory is that all of their freshman players only played during garbage time and during blowout games. And this is primarily due to the culture of Baylor basketball that Scott Drew has instilled over his time here at the university. However, even in recent years, we have seen Coach Drew and Baylor transition more towards the one-and-done trend, with Kendall Brown, Jeremy Sohan, and most recently Keontae George all going pro after just one season at Baylor. It was a necessary change for the team to buy into, but one that took a lot of time for Coach Drew to come around on. Many players who are highly rated recruits out of high school only go to college with intentions of getting to the league as quickly as they can. This can lead to an altered team dynamic, as some players' goals may not align with those of the program. This was very evident this past season with Keontae George, a top 10 player in the country out of high school and a projected lottery pick for the upcoming NBA draft. There were times when it was clear he was forcing tough shots in order to improve his numbers and his draft stock, despite it not really being in the best interest of the team. He is a player who would have benefited from going straight to the NBA out of high school, as he could have began his development at a professional level. As looking back on it now, it's somewhat difficult to point out areas in which he got better and improved during his lone season here in Waco. Now finally, my call to action is this. If you have some time, check out the Wikipedia pages of all 41 of the NBA draftees in league history to come straight out of high school. You will see, if you check each individual page, that the vast majority of these players were all able to have successful careers ranging from solid rotation players to Hall of Fame level careers. For a player that young, it is easy to say that an 18-year-old won't be able to handle the fame and fortune and glitz and glamour of being a professional NBA player, but in reality, will a 19-year-old with 6 or 7 months of college under their belt really be able to handle it that much better? The answer to me is no. Let players make their own decisions and don't allow them to risk injury or hurt their draft stock by playing a year of college basketball that they aren't really invested in, that they just don't really care much about. If they're old enough to vote, they're old enough to make their own decisions. Commissioner Adam Silver, it's time to ban the age limit. Thank you.